Hi friends, this is Sagar Thakkar over here and welcome back to my channel. So friends, in today's session, I will be teaching you how to create a pivot table. So before we begin, what is a pivot table? A pivot table is a table of statistics that summarizes the data of a more extensive table. So what does it mean? So basically it means that if you have an extensive data table and if you wish to create a statistical data table or you wish to convert a summarized data table from an extensive data table, you simply use the pivot table. So let's begin with the pivot table. As you can see over here friends, I have few of the data which I have manually put in into. This is a hypothetical data which I have managed to create. The first line item is the client name. The second is the invoice date. The third is the month. The fourth is the invoice number. The fifth is the period of activity. The sixth is the invoice, the currency invoice. The next one is the currency rate or the conversion rate as on the date of invoice. The next is the invoice amount in foreign currency. And the last one is the invoice amount in INR. What I have basically done is I have multiplied the invoice amount with the conversion rate as on the date of invoice, and I have found it the invoice amount in INR. This is basically the data table which I have made available to you. Okay, so now let's begin how to create a pivot table. So first of all, I will give you the shortcut key how to create a pivot table. Before that, you simply have to select the table array. In our case, the table array will start from the cell A1. We will keep on moving and selecting the cells or the columns which we want in. Say for example, I want my table to from column A till column I, and I want my table till row 1 till row 139 from column A and column I. As you can see over here, the data is very exhaustive and it becomes very difficult for you to understand or to judge how to find out few statistical data from it. Say for example, in this data, you want to find out how much amount that does A Limited hold to my company in the entire period. So it becomes very extensive to you for you to find out that amount. Similarly, if you wish to find out what is the amount of B Limited is holding to you, or you wish to find out the I Limited, so it becomes very exhaustive to you. By using a pivot table, you can easily manage the things, and you can create a statistical data which will help you to provide few line items or amounts or anything which you want in an easy way. So say for example, I want to create a pivot table which gives me an idea that what client or the client A Limited holds the amount on the last day of my financial year, that is in invoice amount, and which invoices are outstanding. So how do we create it? So what we will do, we will simply first select the table array. Friends, be sure that what table array you want to include in. In our case, I just want to include till row 139, that is I don't want to include the row 140 since it is just a grand total of all the invoice amounts. Hence I will be selecting only till row 139. Now what is the shortcut key? So now you will simply press Alt N and V. As you press the shortcut key, a table or a table is popped up saying create a pivot table. Now, if you look closely, you can see that the first option you get is to choose the data that you want to analyze. That is, you simply select the table range or the table array. In our case, we have already selected the table array that is from sheet 1, column A, column A, row 1 till column I and row 139. Now, if I wish to manually enter some another table array from a different source, I will simply click on this button and I can give a reference of that table in my existing worksheet. Now, whether you want to paste the pivot table or you want to create the pivot table in the existing workbook in a new worksheet, that is, I want to create a new worksheet, say sheet number 2 in the existing workbook, or I wish to create a new workbook in or I wish to create a new workbook or I wish to create a new worksheet in the existing workbook. So I will simply press this button. Currently in my example, I wish to create a new worksheet in the current workbook. So I will simply press new worksheet and then OK. So as you can see, a pivot table has been created over here along with the pivot fields. Now I wish to say the client ID I want in a vertical format, that is in a row format. So I will simply say, I will simply copy the client to row. As you can see, the client's name has been pasted over here in the row format. The next thing I want is in which month the client are standing outstanding. What I will be doing is I will simply select the months button, the months tab, and I will simply paste it over here. See, as you can see, A Limited has outstanding invoices since August 2016, December 2016, July 2016, June 2016, May 2016, and so on. Similarly, for B, as you can see, for C, as you can see, and so on for all the clients. The next thing which I want is the invoice number. Now I wish to place the invoice number below the months so that I can see how many invoices are currently outstanding in this said period. So now I will place the invoice numbers below the months. If you wish to paste it above the months, you can do it now, but in our case I want to place it below the months tab. So now I have it down over here. So as you can see, a dater A Limited holds 3 invoices in the month of August 2016. He holds this many number of invoices in the month December 2016. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4 invoices in the month July 2016, and so on. The last thing which I want is I want to find out what is the invoice amount in INR. So now what I will do is I will simply select the invoice amount in INR and I will place in values. Friends, if you have any kind of more data available to you, you can also place it in filters and column. If you place in filters, it will just give you an option on the top of the table. A filter option will be created on the top of the table. Okay, so just giving you an example, I will simply say that I want to see that invoice currency, that is USD, Euro, etc. in filters. So now if I place it in the filters, as you can see, the invoice currency has been over here. So now I wish to say that A Limited in the month of August has 3 invoices, but I want to see that which invoices are in dollars or which invoices are in other currency. So I will simply say here, I will click on this button, select multiple items. So everything has been highlighted. Now I wish only the USD option. So now what I will do is first I will select the all option so that everything is unselected. Then I will say USD and OK. As you can see, only D Limited has the invoices in USD. Okay. Now I will remove it again. If you wish to remove it, you simply press on the tick box which is present over here. When you deselect it, it has automatically removed from the filter box. Similarly, if you wish to create any kind of stuffs in a columnar format, that is in this format, in vertical format, in the horizontal format, you can simply place it in the columns. But right now I want it in a vertical format. Hence, I have placed everything one below the other in the rows option. Friends, please be sure that you always place the invoice amount in the values, since we want it in the value format. Okay, so now as you can see, a, a pivot table has been created over here, and now it looks so decent and it looks so easy to verify it. Now if I say that I want I limited, I want to know what is the amount of I limited in the month of December. So now I will simply navigate to I limited. So how will I do that? So now I will simply select the drop down button from here. I will say, I will first of all deselect all. How do I deselect all? I simply press on the checkbox over here. Then I go to I limited and I will click on the checkbox of I limited and I will say okay. So as you can see, in the I limited, the invoice which are outstanding are only two, one in the month of June and one in the month of May. The amount for the same is here over here, as you can see. Now as you can see that everything is placed one below the other. Now I don't want in the same manner. I want the client name in column A, the month in column B, the invoice details in column C, and the sum value or the invoice value in column D. Now how do I do it? It is very simple. You simply select or you simply click on the right click or the right arrow. A box will be opened. You simply go to the pivot table options. Now when you select the pivot table options, you will be uh, you will be navigated to a different dialog box. Over here, you can change the name of the pivot table and you can change the layout and the format in this way. Tools and filters, you can add filters, you can remove the filters in this way. But for us, we wanted to show it in a classical way. Now, we will simply navigate to the display button and I will check box on the classic pivot table layout. Now, when I click on the classic pivot table layout and press OK, as you can see, a classic pivot table has been created in front of you. Now, as I had wished, the client name in the column A, the months in the column B, the invoice numbers in the column C, and the amounts or the invoice amounts in column D is simply present over here. But friends, as you can see over here, there is an total which has been created, that is the August 2016 total for A limited has been selected over here. The total of December 2016 for A limited has been selected over here. Now I don't wish to get this total amount, so what will I do? So I simply press on the right click in in any of the table array, and then as you can see over here, there is a checkbox on the subtotal month. So now I will simply deselect the subtotal month, and as you can see, the entire subtotal month which was earlier present over here has been omitted. Now again in the similar manner, you can see the A limited total is over here. Now I again don't wish to have the subtotal of A limited, as I wish to only to have a single total. I will do similar way. I will right click on any of the table array. I will again untick the subtotal client option. Now as you can see, there are no subtotals of A limited or of V limited and so on of other clients as well. Now what you will do, now if you wish to copy the entire table into a different sheet, now you simply create a sheet. How do you create a sheet? You simply press Shift F11. Friends, please look at my other shortcuts video which I have earlier posted on YouTube, so that you know what are the shortcuts, how to create a new worksheet, or how to select or how to copy the entire table. Now I will select the entire table. Friends, again be sure how much the table array you want to select. In our case, I just want to select till row 142. Hence, I don't want the grand total amount. So I have not selected the grand total amount. I will select the entire table array. I will copy the table and then I will paste it in the sheet 3. As you can see over here, I have now selected from the pivot table and I have copied into a simple table. Now this is not a pivot table. This is a simple table in a simple manner. You cannot make any kind of changes as you could have done in the pivot, as you can see in sheet 2. Now friends, as you can see, the table looks very neat and clean, but still there are some flaws that are there in this table. As over here you can see is that there are many blank cells which indicate that the words are missing or the cells do not have anything entered into it. Now, what does the blank cell represent? So it represents basically the A limited is from cell A2 till A26. The month August 2016 is from B2 till B4. Now, instead of getting it August 2016 in entire 3 cells, only one cell represents the August 2016. So, how to replace the blank cell with this cell which has the data entered into it? Now, I will show you a shortcut way how to do it. For this, you first select the table array in which you want to replace the blank cells. Over here, I will select the table array. I want it from C1 or C2 rather till C139 till A139. Now, I wish to replace the entire blank cells which are present in my selected table array with the data which is present just above the selected cell, that is A3. I want the A3 cell to be replaced by the cell A2, that is the data which is present in A2 should be copied to A3. The data which then will be present in cell A3 will be copied to A4, and similarly it goes down, 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 and down. How do I do it? So I simply press Ctrl G. If you press the Ctrl G option, a special dialog box will be opened in front of you. Then you simply go on selecting the option special. Now, as you can see over here, an extensive list items has been opened. Among these things, I simply want to select the blank cells which are present in my table, the selected table array. So I will simply select the blanks option over here present, and then I will say OK. So as you can see friends, the blank cells which are present in my selected table have now been highlighted. Now I will simply give a formula to that so that the blank cells do copy the data from the above cells. What I will do is I will simply press equal to. So now, as you can see in B3, I'm giving it a formula that is equal to, and I will select the data just above the cell B3, that is B2. So now I'm giving the reference of cell B2 in cell number B3. Now here's the main point. You have to press Control Enter. Now when you press the Control Enter, the formula gets automatically pasted in the entire blank cells. For example, if you see, we had just given a reference in the cell B3 of B2. I had never given the reference in any of the other cells. For example, if I go to B4, as you can see, a reference has been given to the above cell, that is B3. Now, if I say I go to A6, a reference has been given to the cell A5 that is just above the cell A6. Friends, I will teach you one more time. What do you have to do? Pay attention, please. Firstly, you select the entire table array. Then you press Ctrl G. A special dialog box will be opened in front of you. You press special button. Then you want to select the blank cells which are present in the selected table array. Hence you will select the blank option. You will simply press OK. The blank cells will be highlighted in the table array. Simply give the reference of the above cell. In our case was B2. In cell number B3, I gave the reference of B2. Then I will press Ctrl Enter. See friends, this way an extensive the data which was present in sheet number 1, which was very hard to understand for you. Now you have done it in a very simpler way and it becomes very simple for you to understand. That's all for today, friends. Catch you up in the next session. Bye.